me feeling like I'm academics.
Interview. So, Shannon Sharpe, ex-girlfriend. Her name is, I forgot what her name is. Her name is Michelle something. Apparently, she's now coming out to speak. And she did an interview with the U.S. Sun. Or, I think, Sun Times. Yes. Where can I find this interview? Let me see. Shannon Sharpe. Now, the reason why this is even important. Okay, is this?
It's storm.
Is it this, right? Oh, we got to go to the Sun website. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So we have the video here. I don't know how long it is. It's 9 minutes from what I see. But what happened is there was a woman that back when he was at CBS, he used to date her, and then she said he sexually assaulted her and assaulted her on different occasions. Now, her name is Michelle Bundy Evans. This is how she looks now. Obviously, we all could tell Unc on some, Leonardo DiCaprio shit. So, like, if you're over 25, he probably ain't fucking with you. I don't know how old this woman was in 2010, but that's 15 years ago, okay? So, if she's... How old do you think this chick is now? I don't know. But it was 15 years ago. Oh, she's 53. So, 15 years... Oh, never mind. He was dating a decently aged woman, right? She was 38. That's before Unc started getting that affection for them young girls, I guess, right? So anyway, he was dating a woman. The woman claimed that he was abusive and also like supposedly sexually assaulted him or her, and he had to step down from his role on CBS for a while until he was actually reinstated, I believe, right? But she accused him of this in 2010. He kind of got through it. And, apparently she met him in 2002. Okay, so that makes more sense. So he was smashing her for a good minute. So he met her in 2002, and the incident happened in 2010. Looked like in 2002, Shannon was still in the league. So 2002 is 25 years ago, which she's like 25. She was in her 20s. Yeah, she was in her 20s. And I guess he fucked her till she was in her 30s and then got rid of her, right? Well, let's see what she got to say. Here we go. Oh, my God. Yeah, they getting the ad money crazy. What the fuck? I can't play it? No way. What the hell? I'm trying to play the fucking interview. Tap for sound.
Get ready for the hottest.
They ain't gonna let you skip this fucking ad. God damn. Somebody said, that nigga get guilty, bro. Here we go.
The biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was...
Yo, chat.
He was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand. We met in, actually, the press room at the Broncos, April of 2002. And, but we didn't start talking until we met up at a club.
It's one of them old hoes, you know what I mean? Reminiscing about them olden days, you know what I mean? Reminiscing about when she had that wet, that snapper, you know what I mean? That vice grip, you heard me? She over here telling them old hoes, so yeah, he met me in the locker room. It was all good then, huh?
At Blue 67 in Denver. I don't know if anyone is listening from Denver, but yeah, we...
The bitch alleged rape, but she doing shout-outs. I don't know if nobody listening from Denver, but y'all remember me? I used to be down there, all right? Come on, man.
We were
Been doing shout-outs during the interview. This is crazy.
At a club at the same time. We didn't go together.
Yo, this is the old hoes reminiscing, man. Yo, you ever go to Thanksgiving dinner? And you know that one freaky-ass aunt in your family? She start oversharing and you like, yo, I think I'm going to just take my food to the living room. The football game on anyway. What the fuck is she talking about? What is auntie off that wine? What the hell? I'm getting, hold on, what type of freaky shit is this?
In actually the press room at the Broncos, April.
Oh, we're going to need a full body picture. What did he say? Now, she might look, damn. If she fell off from here, well, I can't really see her fully. Only see half of her face. We need a full body pic type shit.
Of 2002. And, but we didn't start talking until we met up at a club at Blue 67 in Denver. I don't know if anyone is listening from Denver, but yeah,
my fifth shot, chat.
We were at a club at the same time. We didn't go together. We just happened to both be there. And so he started talking to me, and he started pursuing me pretty heavily from then on. I resisted for a while because, I was a reporter.
Cap! You fuck first night. Stop capping, bro. You know you fuck first night. And ain't nothing wrong with that. The best relationships, according to me, start when if y'all don't have instant chemistry, y'all probably forcing it. I ain't gonna hold you.
And I didn't want to mix the two. But he's very charming. And we dated until the 2010 incident. And then it came to an abrupt end because I wanted, we were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after.
Hold on, I got I ain't trying to objectify Shorty, but let me see if I can I gotta find a picture of her. Evans, 2002. Let me see how she looked back in 2002. Feel me? Let me see how she looked back in 2002. Oh, this is her? Yeah, this was when white women used to look mad pale, man. White women these days don't even look white no more, bro. White women, they all kind of look quasi-Latina. They all got like golden brown skin because they be tanning or whatever the fuck. They all got, this is probably when white women had flat asses. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think it's either like one of them little workout clothes companies, Aloe or some shit like that, or whatever the fuck, Skims, what's the shit called? They got some other name. Even white girls got fat ass now. This shit is crazy. I'm trying to see her like really back in the day. Yeah, but she looked like an old school white girl right here. Whatever.
After he raped me.
Holy.
But led for a while because, I was a reporter and I didn't want to mix the two. But he's very charming. And we dated until the 2010 incident. And then it came to an abrupt end because I wanted, we were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after he raped me.
What led up to that fight, that 2010 fight that you guys, I know that the argument ensued first before he allegedly raped you?
The argument was about the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time.
An old school hoe. An old school hoe. Yo, chat, I'm not sitting here and telling y'all whether to believe a person to be a victim or not, but it's always very interesting to me that in quite a few cases of women who claim they were taken advantage sexually, a lot of times they claim that the person, they claim they were in a relationship with another man. And then the other dude, it's the other dude that they've fucked before or was a side nigga that R-worded them. You get what I'm saying? So you had a husband, and I know she's saying I was dating them at the same time. Bitch, it don't work like that. Sorry. When you're married, you don't date. You're fucking married. Hold up. What type of scallywag Oh, yeah, no, I was dating both of them. Nigga, that's your husband. You ain't dating, nigga. That's your man. You belong to that nigga. He belong to you. Talking about you was dating them at the same time. Bitch, you married. The fuck is you talking about? Oh, I was dating my husband and another nigga at the same time. How the hell?
First, before he allegedly raped you.
The argument was about the fact that he...
Also, here's another thing, too. In all these situations, these women know what it is. You fucking with an athlete, you fucking with somebody of a lot of money, power, or whatever. If you lucky, you the main girl. You know this nigga's slanging dick from here all the way to Kentucky, okay? She's basically saying it. Like, yeah, he replaced one girl from the house. So she knew he had many other women, which maybe they used to argue about it or maybe they didn't. But she was aware that Shannon was no monogamous guy. He was a community dick deliverer. That's what it was.
Had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. And I don't recall for sure, but I think I...
You don't break up with your husband, you divorce, bitch. What the fuck she talking about? Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. No, we asked you to get a fucking divorce. You were having an affair, shorty. You're having an affair. Why she act like she was just casually dating two men? No, breaking up with your husband is going to the court.
I did. And so, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from.
She knew he was on that Neo shit, sister wives. She just wanted the heads up that there was going to be some new pussy in the mansion and that if her pH balance was going to get thrown off, she know the bitch that did it. You feel me? She just wanted to know. That's all.
Shannon asked me to break up with my husband, and I don't recall for sure, but I think I did. And so, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. No.
Bitch, you married. Yo, imagine a woman that is married saying, "Yeah, I wasn't gonna be faithful to my mistress. Well, not mistress, I guess, side dude." How does that work?
Not for me, anyway.
Can you tell us just broadly? I know it's probably painful to relive this situation, but can you tell us generally what happened that day?
It was fighting, and usually we fought on the phone and not in person. So it was the biggest argument that we ever got in. And
somebody give me some details. They said, yo, she's speaking husband as in the current, but back then she wasn't married to him. So she was just fucking two dudes. One, she ended up marrying. Okay? So she married after the Shannon Sharpe shit, and I guess she's still married to him now. Now, here's the thing about that, though. This makes this... Yo, let me tell you this, chat. I know 5 stories that went down like this. 5 stories. Especially some college shit. A girl got a man. She got a man. Her man don't go to that school. Her man might be in her hometown. May go to a different school. They call each other every night on the phone. The girl is not really known to be a hoe, but she pretty. She cool. There's a couple niggas at the school she go to. Remember, her man ain't there. They trying to talk to her, whatever. She don't really bring up or be like, nah, I got a man, shut it down, whatever. And even if she does, she opens the door to having interactions that could get appropriate. For example, oh yeah, I'll come hang out with you, but we can't do nothing. put herself in precarious situations. At some point, because you know how niggas are, when they want that box, they'll break you down, break you down, break you down, break you down, break you down. She eventually slip up and start sucking that dick, get piped out. Next morning or whatever the case is, she feel guilty, or somehow she go home, go link her boyfriend. Her boyfriend go through her phone. Who the fuck is this? What the fuck? Or somehow find out, and the girl says, I ain't want to fuck him. The boyfriend at that point says, what does that mean you ain't want to fuck him? I didn't want to fuck him. What do you mean you ain't want to fuck him? Like, yeah, I did go to his place, but I didn't want to fuck him. And he kind of was just like pushy and whatever. And like, he was just kind of like trying to take my stuff off, and we ended up fucking. Oh, so you ain't want to fuck him? No. So you never consented to fuck him? No. All right, so let's go to the cops. He raped you. I guess. Come on. That nigga got a case now. One of them ones. Shorty don't want to admit she was cheating. You feel what I'm saying? That happens, Shay. I'm telling you. I know some of these joints. Trust. Rather than tell your mans that, yo, yeah, my bad. I had a moment of weakness. I cheated. I'm sorry. You act like a woman could pull this. Like, yo, yeah, I didn't really want to do it, but he was kind of pushy, this and third. And, like, I kind of told him to chill. But, yeah, we did fuck. But I didn't want to do it. I ain't gonna lie, a girl told me that too. A girl who was, like, I don't want to give too much specific. A girl told me that one time I was about to crash out. I ain't gonna lie, because the girl I was fucking with. I was about to crash out. I was about to crash out on the nigga. Because imagine you fucking with a chick and she telling you this, because it was a nigga, like she had mentioned, she was like, oh yeah, he worked here, blah, 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 blah. And the way she explained it to me, she was like, yeah, like he had liked me, but she was like, yo, nah, like it wasn't gonna be like that. Anyway, some shit happened. When she told me, she was just like, she was just, because I caught her with some shit, she was just going with the motions. She basically didn't accuse him of anything, but the questions I was asking, she accused him because she wasn't taking no accountability. So when I'm asking her questions, because I caught her dead to rights, she not taking no accountability. So now everything I'm asking her seems like he forced himself on her. So I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, hold up, man. You tweaking. Like, hold on, we got to go. Yo, and she's going along with me. So now I'm thinking I got to crash out. The nigga going to tell me, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. When she came around, she ain't never even mentioned that you and her were talking, nigga. She was just getting lit, and she was trying to do some shit. Nigga, I was in disbelief. But he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. And I remember, like, I was trying to, like, air dude out, too. It was a long time. But, yeah, this is why sometimes, anytime you see a woman who's dating two dudes, and she end up marrying the other guy, I'm wondering if it's anything like that, where I'm pretty sure she didn't tell both guys that she's fucking the other guy. One guy finds out she's fucking the other guy, and then she's like, oh, I don't really want to fuck him. No, I really want to fuck him. You know what I mean? I was just hanging out with him as a friend, and he kind of he's pushy. Now the other guy's going to be like, what do you mean he's pushy? Yeah, he was just kind of like taking off my pants. I didn't really want to take it off. He was like grabbing on me. I didn't really want him to do that. So the dude's like, what? No way. So yo, you know, that basically sounds like he R-worded you, right? You know what I mean? Now again, I don't know if that's the Shannon Sharpe shit, but I'm just going off her story.
That the argument ensued first before he allegedly raped you.
The argument was about the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband, and I don't recall for sure, but I think I did. And so, you know, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. Not for me anyway.
Well, Shannon, so he was in the league at that time, right? So it's still Shannon Sharpe. What team did he play for? Was it the Browns? Or was it the Broncos? I think it's Broncos, right?
Okay.
Can you tell us just broadly, I know it's probably painful to relive this situation, but can you tell us generally what happened that day?
It was fighting, and usually we fought on the phone and not in person. So it was the biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. And he wouldn't take no for anything. He was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his penis in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put me on the bed. And, you know, this was all a struggle. So I had said no, and I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest.
So if I'm following her story, and Chad, we got to have sensitivity alerts as well, because we really don't know if it's true, whatever. We got to be sensitive to her. So he says Shannon pulls out his schlong and stuffs it in her mouth, and I'm guessing forces her to give him, you know, oral copulation, aka fellatio, or head, right? Okay, all right. I think sometimes when we hear the idea of like oral sex, we think that's a harder thing to force, because it's like, well, you're doing it, right? But shit, Shannon Sharpe is like, he looked like a big silverback gorilla. He could have, you know, forced her physically, or maybe been so threatening, or she could have been so scared for her life, she was like, you know, I gotta suck this dick. You know what I mean? Which, you know, still doesn't mean she's consenting or wants to do this willingly, right?
Put his penis in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put me on the bed. And, you know, this was all a struggle. So I had said no, and I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest. Yeah, this is too hard.
So it looked like they do a jump cut. Look like she couldn't fully retell the story, because she's either getting emotional or kind of like traumatically triggered by some of the details. Okay.
A struggle. So I had said no, and I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest. Yeah, this is too hard. I remember he got dressed, and he knew what he did. And so, you know, I just kind of escorted him out the door. And then I wasn't going to do anything about it. You know, sometimes when you're with the person for a long time, it's hard for you to realize that they're being the perpetrator, even though you know it, you don't want to admit it, and there's so much going through your mind. But then he started coming at me. If I tell anybody, he'll use everybody he knows to destroy me, which he basically has. And then he started making other threats against my life, threats. He just was so worried that it would get out, and I wasn't going to do anything. But when he kept calling me at work, and when he kept, just very aggressively behaving, and I could see it wasn't going to go away, and he said he was going to destroy me and he was going to kill me, and he told me he was watching me, and all that. I just went and got a protective order. I'd had enough. And unfortunately, shortly after, he doxed me and my address got out, and I had somebody stop by my apartment, which had a door that led right to the side. It was basically on the sidewalk. And somebody came up to my door and said, "Shut up," screamed it at the top of their lungs. And I had my daughter in there right there. And I was like, oh, no. And so I went and I dropped it, because also at my house, not my apartment, my house, at my house, somebody came to my house and sat out front in the driveway while my daughter was there alone. Someone came to my house, someone came to my apartment, and after my daughter called me, that's when I went straight there.
So after you rescinded the restraining order, was there any other weird stuff, or did it kind of just die down?
It died down. I tried to move on with my life. We may have talked, I think, once or twice. But then he started going on television. He came to my job, Turner Broadcasting, went on TV at CNN, and it was my job to put the videos from up to YouTube for CNN. That was part of my job. So I'm putting up this video, and here I see Shannon at my job talking about domestic violence, and the co-host mentioned that, oh, you had one that was just totally dropped, made it look like the police dropped it, not that I had gone down and withdrawn it. It created a picture that wasn't accurate. And that was a very hostile work environment.
I'm going to ask something that might be a little sensitive or might sound insensitive, I should say. But I'm going to go ahead and ask it because it's a question that I'm sure people are wondering. Why didn't you file a police report when he raped you?
Because I was scared for my life. He said he would use it, everybody he knows, and he knows lots of police officers. So I didn't know that if I went down there, that would be one of the people that he knows. Atlanta has a problem with corruption down there. And I was too scared to go to the police. Because when this happens, you're in a trauma mindset. You're not in a, every day you and I are talking here like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should do that. No, you're like fear for your life. You're traumatized. You're not thinking straight. You're having anxiety and panic attacks. And I was worried that he would, get a hold of this police officer, and who knows what would happen. And so it was just a decision, and it's a decision a lot of rape victims make, to not go to the police. They always say the woman is crazy. Hey, I might be at this point after everything I've dealt with. But back then, no. Definitely not crazy. And to see him paint me the way that he did, first off, I'm not somebody crawling out of the woodwork to talk about my connection with him like he insinuated in his statement. I've been out. I've been suing him.
What's your message to his latest accuser, who's been doxing? What would you say to her if you can send a message to her?
I pray for you. I have been there. I've been dealing with this for 15 years, so I know what you're going through.
Okay. All right. Now, my man